You're watching Iowa Live on CW Iowa 23.
Good morning, everybody. It is time for Your Best You, and with that in mind, Sherry Clark is here from Fork in the Road, and of course, it's the time of year when we have people coming over. We're expecting to gather around with some friends and relatives, of course, but something else I'm not sure if you've noticed or not, it seems to be this time of year when the weather changes, people have a tendency of getting sick.
Well, we all notice it. And then when you've got all those relatives over and we're in a confined space and there's kids and, you know, it all breaks loose, doesn't it?
It most definitely does.
Well, you know, I've always got a solution to a problem you don't even know you have sometimes.
The queen of prep.
But you look at it a different way, because quite often we go to our doctor, which we do recommend, and we're loading up with various medications. So are we talking things we can do in advance before we start feeling that way, or when we start feeling a little under the weather, these are some things we can start implementing?
Honey, I got you both ways.
Love it.
Okay, so honey is involved here, huh?
Yeah, that's right. It is. There is some honey. Good segue, Lou. Thanks. There is some honey as one of an ingredient. And the things I want to talk about that are in front of you, Lou, these are preventative measures.
Okay.
These are things that you do prophylactically. You do them in advance to make sure that you don't get sick. So starting over here with this is a fire tonic, a fire cider. And what this is, it has inside of it is honey, garlic, habanero peppers, black pepper, all kinds of hot
ginger,
vinegar, apple cider vinegar, all kinds of things. It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
But it's an eye-opening experience.
It's really good.
I love it. It's you and I both like the spicy
We took
thing.
a swig of it last time you were here.
Yes,
so,
we did.
Yeah.
And so that's really good. So what that does is it sets up the environment in the body so that it's less likely to be receptive to germs, which you can think about. It makes sense. What germ would want to be near any of that stuff,
It chases them all out.
So
Exactly.
what's the reality? Are we chugging one of those a day? Is it just a little shot? What do we have to do?
This time of year, what I do is a tablespoon or a little bit more than that, just a quick little shot, and you're good to go. This is 32 servings.
Okay, so is this a morning or an evening thing that you
I do it first thing in the morning.
First thing.
Yeah, it's an
Okay.
eye-opener.
I would imagine it's okay, so that's one. Where do you find this?
Yourself.
The natural food store, there's also different variations of it at different places, but any place where you can, typically not in a traditional drugstore, but a natural food store,
Okay.
you can also make it yourself. If you look up online, fire cider, you can make your own. It's very easy and actually a lot cheaper.
Okay.
So you can make it yourself.
Okay.
Another thing is black elderberry syrup. Now, if that is a little bit too, you're a little faint of heart, and the fire cider is just a little too strong for your taste. Elderberry syrup is sweet, tasty. It's really delicious. It takes a different angle. It's a different kind of support for the body. I find the fire cider to be more effective, but for kids, black elderberry syrup, or for people that just simply are not going to do a fire cider.
And people are talking the benefits of this elderberry quite often.
Yeah,
especially
you're
the last
seeing
couple of years.
commercials and stuff running right now, all talking about elderberry.
They got that from me.
Okay,
good.
so now you know.
They
Okay,
heard it
for
here.
sure.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
We talk about vitamins and minerals and that type of thing. Of course, the best place to get those is from your food, but a supplement is vitamin C. That you've heard that before. Vitamin D is another one. Vitamin A. Take a look at what you might be deficient in. You know, I'm always saying get your blood tested and those kinds of things. If you're low on anything, get her done. Probiotics are another wonderful thing. Keep that gut bacteria in a good place where you're healthy. You can fight off things. Probiotics are really important, particularly if you've taken antibiotics.
Right.
Repopulate that gut. I love colloidal silver, and this is a colloidal silver that you can take during cold and flu seasons in small amounts. When you start to feel yourself coming down with something, you increase the quantity. The directions are on there. Follow those. Make sure that you do exactly as it says on the package, and don't ad lib.
And silver is known for fighting germs.
Yes,
so,
it's really
big time.
And it's safe to ingest.
It's safe
silver.
to ingest. Yes,
Okay.
if you buy the kind that's meant to ingest.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
So obey the labeling and everything like
Read
that.
the
But
labeling.
I learned about that. Well, you talked about it before, and I absolutely swear by it.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So now we're going to segue into what if all the best laid plans and we
Because
still
things still happen.
we're still and you start to feel something coming down. The important thing is to act quickly.
Right.
You start to feel that tickle in
I'll
the
say
back of
the
your
first thing that
throat.
people have been noticing, and we even had this a couple of days ago, you feel this, the throat starting to get sore.
Yes, exactly. Or you just feel a little bit like tired, or you're in a fog, or you feel like you want to punch your ears because you can't hear, or there's a tingle in there. That's a sign. So I mentioned ears. You're going to love this one. Hydrogen peroxide. I have a dropper there. You know what I'm going to say.
You're going to put drops in your ears.
In your ears.
It's going to foam up, won't it?
It's going to make a little fizzly. You're not going to put so much in that it foams up.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, you're not going to dump half a bottle. That's why I've got the
Dropper
pipette there. Yes, you put in 5 drops. You put your head down here. You put in your 5 drops. Let it fizzle for 2, 3, 4 minutes. Flip over. It'll come out on the other side. Do it in the other ear. Works like a charm. Trust me, people.
What are you
lose?
doing there when you're putting it in there?
You are killing bacterias.
Okay.
And I don't know how else it works. Don't ask me, but I know that it does.
All right.
Trust me. Hear me now.
You
Listen
can
to
kind
your
of
ear.
know when you put it on a wound, how it's like foaming and cleaning and kind of getting the bad
Bubbles
stuff
up, yeah.
out. I'm sure it's
And it
doing,
heals
and it
quicker.
heals quicker. So
Yes.
I imagine it's kind of doing the same thing on the inner ear as well.
There are a couple different remedies that you can buy in the natural food store that shorten the duration of colds. This one is based on Chinese medicine. For example, what I would do is I would read about it and see
Okay.
what one resonates with you. This one here is more homeopathic in nature. Similar philosophies, a little bit different take on it. Try them, see what works for you. If you get a sore throat or that coughing thing, slippery elm lozenges are fabulous. You can't overdose on those. People in the broadcast industry are constantly doing that because you get that tickle from constantly talking.
Right.
And then finally, remember that all of these things, as fabulous as they are, aren't as important as what we ingest on a day-to-day basis. So stay hydrated. I like to use coconut water. That's a really good thing, rather than something like Gatorade.
Yeah, more and more people are going that direction too.
Yes, and there's a good reason.
And some of the beverage companies are going the coconut water direction too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's tasty.
Right.
And then you'll see here, Jackie, that odd-looking item. That's an aloe vera plant. That's a really big aloe vera
Yes,
plant.
it is. Leaf.
And you've heard of it for putting on wounds and
Absolutely.
burns. You can also fillet it, which means that you cut off a little piece, probably about 2 inches wide, or 2 inches a piece, yep. And then you take the skin off and throw it in your smoothie. And what that does is it helps calm your upset tummy if you've got the flu.
Really?
And it
Really.
does. And if you don't want to fillet aloe
An aloe
vera
vera,
leaf,
you can buy
it in a
you
liquid
can-
form.
you
You
can
already.
buy
can
it in
squeeze it,
liquid
can't
form.
you?
You can, yeah, no, milk it. This works better to me. It does. It's inexpensive. It lasts for weeks in the fridge. Give it a try. If your stomach's upset, you'll be glad you have.
Last
that
time I
on
went to
hand.
the store, I didn't see aloe vera leaves in the produce section.
You're not in the natural food store.
Okay.
Or the other place that you can find that is the Asian market typically.
Oh, really?
Mhm,
Okay.
yep.
Perfect. Now you know.
There you go.
All right, so helping you out as we're all getting ramped up for the holidays and being around friends and family. We just want to make sure you're feeling well to do so, whether it's preventative or already starting to feel kind of the gunk coming upon you. Some great advice, but doing it in a holistic way at the same time. Sherry, if people have other ideas, maybe they want to throw your way or pick your brain a little bit more about what's coming up in cold flu season, how can they get in touch with you?
My email is info@fork-road.com and my website is fork-road.com.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cheers with fire cider. Okay.
Or elderberry.
Or elderberry. Thank you,
right.
Sherry.
You're
Good to see you. It is 20 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. When we come back, we're going to let you know where you're going to be able to find all the great music in town because the man is here. Now he doesn't know. We'll see if he can make it up as he goes along. Chad, coming up next.